All right, so on this one, we've got Elijah Herring. Please do not forget that name because we're going to talk about him a lot throughout this film. But so he's coming off of the edge on a blitz. We're bringing all these guys, right? So he's coming off the edge, and Georgia is going to down block here, down block there. And, this guy right here is working in a combo block right here on this tackle, and he's going to work up to the second level and get to Aaron Beasley, who, probably could have got in on this play a little bit earlier. But watch what Elijah Herring does right here, okay? Pay attention. This is him right here coming off the edge. I just want you to know who that is. Pay attention. Watch this. Boom. Okay, so he does, get a surprise chop block, right? But you've got to be a better athlete than this, okay? And then also we've got right here Aaron Beasley. He's kind of in the correct spot, but he's got to come up and blow this guy up and push him back. Because at this point, you're standing there waiting to get blocked, and I don't understand that. Okay, so we talked about coaches that probably need to go, and I might put Coach BJ in this same mix because is it his coaching or is it just these players not executing? Why are we not attacking this and trying to push him back and trying to, create, some sort of a wall here or something to kind of slow this running back down? Because we see we've got safeties and, this might be a star guy that are coming in on pursuit. If you can kind of, blow this up some, push this guy back, make a wall right here. Now, all of a sudden you are enabling your teammates to be able to come up and make football plays for you. Instead of what happens is he just gets blocked, gets pushed back, and just giving up a first down, right? So, those types of things are critical. And you know what? Hey, sometimes teams are going to make plays. That's kind of what this was. But whenever you look at it, whenever you break it down, there were some situations where our linebackers could have played a lot better. Our linebackers have played poor throughout this season. On to the next play. All right, so right here, this is a 2nd and 6. What we're going to have right here, this is Gabe Judy Lally playing man-to-man coverage right here, okay? And look at this. He's got an outside shade, which means he's playing outside leverage. That means that he's protecting the outside of this wide receiver instead of protecting the inside, okay? We are only going to bring 4 rushers, okay? Jeremiah Thielander is going to pick up, I believe, this back coming out of the backfield, so he ends up not coming. But the play was designed for us to be bringing 5, okay? So we're playing man. Let's see what happens. So already you see this is a very easy release for this wide receiver. You see, Gabe Judy is already beat. I'm just going to tell y'all from playing football, that's very, very difficult to do. To be lined up in the slot and be playing outside leverage and guys are running these crossing routes. Very, very, very hard to be able to stop that. You've got to play inside leverage to be able to stop that, or you need to have some help to the inside. Now, right here, what is this linebacker doing? Let's see. Okay, so he's kind of covering grass, and this is what we kind of talked about, right? We talked about not covering grass. We're doing that. We have seen Carson Beck will kind of come out late if the play tends to break down, but that does not mean that, this is Aaron Beasley. It does not mean that he cannot look back and find, hey, where are these routes at, which he should have already known from film study, but where are the routes at? Where are they going? And he just stands here and look at what he's covering. Nothing. He's not covering a thing. He's covering grass. So this is a very easy pitch and catch because of the way that, for some weird reason, we're playing outside leverage. And, we're going to get beat to the inside all day long. Also, the pass rush just did not get there. They leave, I want to say this is probably 6 people into block right here. We've only got 4 people coming. No one made any plays, again, 2nd and 6. That's just an easy pitch and catch, and it's something that we saw throughout the course of this football game. All right, so right here, what we're going to have is Brock Bowers motioning. And what's he motioning to? 2 skill guys. And I know that y'all who have watched our videos leading up to this game, that whenever he motions to the skill guys, you got to know that they're trying to come to him, especially on 3rd and 7. We also talked about the middle of the football field on 3rd down situations, right? So Brock comes over and he's going to run just an easy little slant. And we're not, again, we're not doing a good job of protecting the inside of the football field. Let's let it roll. Send him coming over, okay? Moves over right there. Okay, who's guarding him? Okay, so now look, we've got a safety coming down right here. I'm not quite sure who that is from this angle, but let's just let this thing roll. Okay, number one, you can already tell that the inside leverage is not there from him. Okay, he was outside leverage right here. This is Will Brooks. This is the walk-on star guy that we're talking about. You see, he's already kind of beat right here. And then, we've got Roman Harrison dropping back into coverage. We're going to talk about this throughout this film as well. Talked about how I do not like our defensive ends dropping into coverage unless we're going to teach them how to play coverage properly. This is the SEC. You can't just drop back there like this is the Big Ten or something like that where they rarely ever pass. And just the threat of a body being out here is going to be enough to deter these quarterbacks from throwing the football there. Now on this play, it didn't break us. What broke us is right here on this very, very easy slant route by Brock Bowers. Now let's let it roll. So again, you see he's outside of him as outside leverage. What did we just talk about? We knew that the ball's coming to Brock. Should have been very, hot key, hot read. What we want to do is stop the easy passes and force them to make some more difficult passes. Throw the ball over my head, Carson Beck, and, Brock Bowers make that catch. Can you beat me one-on-one? No, he can't beat you. Again, I still don't know who this is, but Brock Bowers is not a better athlete than whoever this is covering him. He just had bad leverage on that play, and that goes to the, play call. That's how the play was called, and that's Turrentine, who is our backup safety. All right, so let's go on to the next play. All right, so just for the sake of this video, I'm going to show you what happens whenever it's a third down, especially third and long, and we know, we're doing what we're supposed to do because we know what we've seen on film, which is what? The middle of the football field is where they want to go. And, most of the time, they're going to go to Brock Bowers or they're going to use him as a decoy. This is one of the few times that we actually use our, middle of the field coverages. So this guy right here is going to drop into a middle zone, and Aaron Beasley right here is going to drop into a middle zone. Let's let this play roll. All right, you see we're showing a whole lot of different stuff, but look, actually, I think it may have been kind of flip-flop. So he comes over here, but we have right here, I think that's Aaron Beasley, comes right back here into a middle zone. All right, now look, right here, this is Will Brooks. Again, we've got some weird outside leverage, but it's okay whenever you've got help to the inside, okay? This looks like this could possibly be man or cover 3. All right, so, but now look, because we protected the inside, they've got to throw it to the outside, and because we played outside leverage, we've got guys out here that are going to come out and make this play, and we kind of keyed on Brock. All right, maybe not very hard, but we kind of keyed on him just enough to be able to come up and make this tackle and make this stop. Again, we lost this game because of idiotic coaching decisions, especially on defense. Okay, offense, we could have done a lot more, but on defense, I just will never understand what our third down play calling was. This was one of the good ones. Let's go on to the next one. All right, so again, this is another 3rd and 6. Okay, so we're bringing it, bringing it. Or no, I'm sorry, he's going to drop back, but he's coming. Okay, and then he's coming. What you're going to notice is because of the way that these tackles are kind of going to slant right here, they're trying to open it up for Caleb Perry to be able to get in. This running back tries to come up and block him, but actually Caleb Perry kind of knocks him back off of his feet. Again, Caleb Perry's not a starter for this defense. Let's let this play roll. Pay attention to what's going to happen, okay? Now, we're doing a good job here of trying to protect the middle of the football field. It's a little bit better. At least we've got some help to the inside. Still, it's like we're playing some weird outside coverage or, outside leverage here. But what ends up happening on this drag is we've got 2 guys that are going to flow with him. And it just opens up this huge, running lane for Brock Bowers, who isn't a great athlete. He's a formidable, runner. And, you see a guy right here again in Caleb Perry, who's not a starter, trying to, stick a daggum chicken wing out there. And he's not going to be able to make this play, okay? And so Carson Beck is able to fall forward for this first down. Again, I think that we need some more analysts because I feel like we stunt too much on third downs, and things like that are going to have a large impact on what teams are going to do on third downs, because now you have built up a reputation of, hey, it's third down, they're going to stunt, and they're not going to be as disciplined in their pass rush lanes because of those stunts. So if everything else breaks down, you can run, and this is where you're going to run to. This is what well-coached football teams do. All right, so on to the next play. All right, so now this is Georgia on 2nd and 9. All right, so instead of them waiting to do what they always do on third down, they have self-scouted, and they've said, hey, let's run our third down play on 2nd down, which is what they're about to do right here. So we're going to have a deep crosser right here, okay? And, this is for Elijah Herring because, again, we're playing outside leverage, and Elijah Herring, again, is going to drop back right here and just cover grass. So let's let this play roll. Pay attention right here, okay? So you see, boom, right here. All right, Elijah Herring, you've got to be able to look back and identify, where the wide receiver threat is, and you've got to get into this passing window. You have not done that all season. You didn't do it in this game. And guess what, buddy? On this play, just cost us a first down. So, that's a good job coming up and making a tackle, but that's a very easy pitch and catch. And also the pass rush was pretty much non-existent. I don't know what happened on that play. And, we've got to do a much better job of getting to the passer. On to the next play. All right, so again, this is a 3rd and 5 situation. Where do they want to go? To the middle of the field. Who's the first guy they would need to take a look at is Brock Bowers. So something else that I've talked about is our ends playing in coverage, right? So if you're playing up here on the line of scrimmage up against anybody, you've got to get a bump on them. You've got to slow them down. Now watch what we're going to do right here from the in position guys who are not coached well on how to play pass coverage. He's just going to stick a little chicken wing out there. It does not slow Brock down enough. He's going to sit it down right here at the first down. And we're just not going to be able to get there in time. This is a very easy pitch and catch. This is a play that I think anyone in the entire country could make this throw and catch. Look at this. It's wide open. It's a very easy catch. Maybe 10 yards. It's very, very easy. And, also you would like to see right here, I think that's Aaron Beasley. You've got to fight a lot harder to get over here. Even if you're playing zone, again, you're kind of covering grass here. Get over here to where the wide receiver is or to where that threat is at and try to slow this thing down. I don't know if that sort of coaching is on, the linebackers coach and on the, D-line coach. But if we're going to have these guys in coverage, let's do a crossover session and have them with the secondary so that they can learn how to properly drop into coverage. Or, let's have our, coaches come in with the secondary and learn what it means to play in coverage and when and where you need to do certain things, or they don't need to be in coverage. Okay. Linebackers have to play coverage, but our defensive linemen, they've got to do a way better job playing coverage because this is not going to cut it up against better football teams. On to the next play. All right. And this one right here, this is the, pitch pass that Georgia runs. This is that trick play, which lets you know what they really thought about this game. They're going to show everything right here to make it look like, oh, hey, this is a pitch play. And we're going to see Turntime, who again is at backup safety. I think that's him. This may be him. He's somewhere over here, but you're going to see him bite up on this play to try to fill this lane to try to stop this pitch play. Let's go ahead and let it roll. All right, so yeah, here he is right here, okay? You're going to see him try to come up way too quickly, and he's going to have a wide receiver just run right by him. Let's go ahead and let it roll. Boom. Okay, so you're seeing the wide receiver coming off of this line, or at least you should have, but you're so hell-bent on trying to come up and, helping us out in run support, which I do love, but at the same time, I don't love it because you are a safety, sir. You are a pass-first guy. You've got to trust your teammates. You've got to know that you're seeing it first. He's got to actually get up the football field before you can come downhill and start trying to fill gaps and lanes. You've got to watch these wide receivers and tight ends and all that stuff first. Your eyes were wrong, period. And that right there cost us 7 large ones, 7 big ones right here, to a backup safety who's not playing disciplined football. All right, so on this one, we're going to have these 4 are going to be coming. Okay, we're going to get a little bit of pressure right here from Big O. And Carson Beck's going to have to step up into the pocket. This is what we talked about. If you kind of, get any type of pressure on him, he's not going to be as accurate, okay? And Danico Slaughter, in this coverage, which it looks like everything was covered up very, very well, get a little bit of pressure on him. And, the ball is thrown right to Danico Slaughter. This is the play that they called that, stupid pass interference or holding. I don't even know what the call was. But they called this, if you're going to call this on us, then you could have called it on Georgia on every single passing play that we had. This is ridiculous. All right, so we can watch it again right here from this angle. Take a look. Okay, they're hand fighting. Okay, this is hand fighting. This is far less than what we've seen Georgia's secondary doing all season. It's far less. I mean, he's not holding him that hard. This guy's just a weak-hearted individual. He's falling all down. That's him being weak. This is, our guy making a play. And, this is also the SEC referees cheating. The ball comes right to him. All right, it comes right to him, and he makes a play. And, you have to understand that these types of things are going to happen in big games if your team is not, looked at as a team that has an opportunity to make it to the playoffs. The SEC is going to cheat, especially later on in the season. We have got to get ourselves in position where we don't lose to stupid teams early on in the season, where the referees will give us the benefit of the doubt in these situations. Now, Alabama will get the benefit of the doubt in these types of situations, and that's why I believe that Alabama's about to go and blow Georgia away. And I can't wait for that. I don't like Alabama. I hate both of those football teams, but I hate Georgia more. So we're going to go on to the next play. All right, so, again, this is a play where Georgia is kind of breaking some tendencies, right? This is a first down play, and they're going to go for a, kind of a shot play. It's really going to be close to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a wide receiver screen. We're going to, kind of have a tackle come out here to block, but we're going to fake the action here with everyone, kind of get these linebackers to flow and everyone else to kind of flow. And it's one-on-one. So this is actually a well-designed play because you've got an offensive lineman that's going to be blocking a safety, and he's a lot bigger than him. I think that Tank could have done a little bit of a better job of kind of fighting to that outside, but whenever you look at it, see, look, boom, right? So the block came from the inside, so it probably is a good thing that Tank kind of comes in here because it does kind of slow him down just a taste. But you've got to be able to be a better athlete and fight back to the outside, and just try to slow it down once you see him going there. So we didn't have a whole lot of help over the top. Again, we've got Will Brooks back there. He's playing safety, and he's just not a very fast football player. Right here, we've got a true freshman. That's David Hobbs. He's going to be a baller for us moving forward. You see that effort. You see him flowing down that football field from the tackle position. The future is bright on Rocky Top, guys, so do not get down. We're going to move on to the next play. All right, so on this one, we're going to, kind of bring it. You know what I'm saying? We've got some people coming right here. This is Jeremiah Thielander. He is a true freshman. He's going to do a pretty good job of coming up and trying to fill right here. He's just got to get a little bit stronger. That's going to come with time. Let's let it roll. Okay, so we've got right here. Okay, from this point, right, I think that we're doing a pretty good job of coming. It looks like everyone kind of believes what they're seeing, and this is a handoff. So the linebackers are doing well here. You're not going to see that throughout this entire film. Comes up right here, he tries to take it on. Again, he's got to get a little bit stronger, but I think he does a really good job for a true freshman. But look, I mean, he does a good enough job that, he helps his teammate out in Aaron Beasley, who should have made this tackle. You've got to be able to make these tackles in one-on-one situations, and he doesn't. And, again, this is another true freshman right here in David Hobbs. It's fighting hard and trying to make this play. But as you can see, it ends up being a first down. This is another backup guy in turn time that's missing a tackle. Okay. These things are going to happen whenever you are decimated by injuries because you do not have the proper depth to be able to continue to reload. You're not, what I'm saying? We're not having to necessarily regroup. We are reloading. And this football team is not capable of doing that at every position this season. All right. So this right here looks like it's man-to-man coverage. Okay. What we're going to end up having happen is a running back's going to come out on this little route right here. And, it looks like we're playing man-to-man with Elijah Herring playing like an inside zone. But once this running back comes out, you've got to be able to pick him up a lot faster than what Elijah Herring does. Okay, so it's man-to-man everywhere else. Okay, so Elijah Herring, he's came out of the backfield, sir. You've got to come up faster than this. And I think that, again, he's not a SEC linebacker. He's just not fast enough. Look how slow he is. And I don't want to talk bad about the guy, but he's just too slow to be able to play this position. So that right there just kind of hurts you. And we saw a whole lot of that out of Elijah Herring, not just in this game, but throughout this season. All right, so on this play, what I want you to pay attention to is we're going to have a runoff up here. We're going to have James Pierce, who's our best pass rusher, drop into coverage. And, we're going to have kind of like an end around deal right here that's kind of, occupy the flats. We're going deep. And then we're going to run Brock Bowers right in between all of this. We've seen variations of this on film. Let's let this thing roll. Okay. So, Brock does, some little stutter step deal here. But I mean, James Pierce didn't notice it because he's not even looking at him. He doesn't know how to play in coverage by any means. But that's the guy that we have covering Brock Bowers. All right. So let's go ahead and let this thing roll. And look at that. I mean, he's wide open. He's able to just sit it down right here because we've got defensive linemen dropping into pass coverage that don't know how to drop into coverage. And this is a great tackle right here by Nico Slaughter coming up and making, a very easy tackle on who a lot of people keep on trying to say is the best player in the country. He's nowhere near that. Okay, he's supposed to be 6'4". We all know that James Pierce is 6'5". Look at the height difference right here. That's at least 2 inches. I think that Brock Bowers is only 6 foot, maybe 6'2.5" at most, and then probably about 230 pounds. All right, so on this one, we're gonna have, some, crossing routes, et cetera, et cetera. And then we've got Elijah Herring playing in the middle right here. What's gonna end up happening as we let this thing roll? Pay attention up here, okay? As we're letting this thing roll, okay? You're seeing it right here. Elijah Herring gets in his own teammate's way and bumps him off. And that's what, opens this up for a very easy pitch and catch, walking into the end zone type of a deal. Again, could you have blamed this on what the play call was? Yeah, perhaps. I would say that cover two probably would have sufficed in this. I don't know why we're playing man in this situation. Okay, because let's go back right here, right? If they're in a bunch sets, you can almost always play cover two in, because what have we talked about? Teams bunch up to go where? To the outside. They don't bunch up to come to the middle like we've done several times throughout the season. You bunch up to try to, beat teams to the outside. So what covers that? Cover two, which means you've got a guy here, you've got a guy there, you've got a guy here, you've got a guy there, and you've got guys right here in the middle. That's what you're supposed to do in situations like this. This should have been in automatic cover two. All right, and they have, they're going to kill us on these crossing routes all game long. Cover two would have stopped this play easily. All right, so again, we're going to have, I believe it's this guy's going to kind of work deep right here to the middle of the football field, right? It's second down, second and long. This is their third down play call. Again, they're able to self-scout a lot better than we are. And what we have right here is Will Brooks, who, again, is a walk-on guy. He's a walk-on star guy. All right, so he does a good job because he kind of, comes up here. You kind of trust his eyes, but you also see his body kind of trying to drop back as well. So, he's giving the proper effort here, right? He's giving it. He just, God bless him. He just is not a good enough athlete to be able to make this play. And he also has to know that he's got the help underneath, on this one right here, on this crosser, and he should have been dropping back to depth anyway. So, again, this is a play that our backup guys kind of cost us. All right, so this play right here is going to be a power sweep, power toss sweep, okay? Right here, who is this? I think this right here might be Jeremiah T-Lander. Maybe this is. Let's go ahead and let it roll. I'll tell you who's who. Yeah, so this is Jeremiah T-Lander. First and foremost, look at that burst. My goodness. I mean, he's going to be such a beast moving forward. This is beautiful. Gosh, I love to see this. He's getting there fast, right? He's almost going to beat Will Brooks to this spot. Okay, now obviously, this play is set up to have some guys come over and block him. Will Brooks does a good job of forcing this play back to the inside. So, I'm proud of what they did there, right? We're doing a good job, relatively speaking, okay? And right here, you see the guy that says such a great blocker getting pancaked by our end. He's getting pushed down to the floor. He's not that good. But we also have our guy, one of our backup guys at safety right here in turn time, going for people's ankles. That's not going to cut it in SEC football up against high-caliber football teams. And that's why there's a first down right here. All right, so 2nd and 10. And guess what's about to happen? They're going to run their third down play to the inside. Are y'all starting to kind of pick up on this trend and kind of, figuring out what's going on here? They're running their third down, middle of the field plays on second down. We have yet to adjust to it. It's already almost going into halftime. We're going to continue to do this throughout the entire game. But what we're going to see right here is Gabe Jeudy kind of bumps down off of this motion. Okay, he's going to be playing outside leverage on a play where he should be playing inside leverage. And this is not on him. This is on the coaching staff. Why are we continuing to do stupid stuff all game long? Outside leverage, inside release, what's that mean? Inside route. Outside release means an outside route 99% of the time. So, okay, Gabe is doing the best that he can. We don't really have much help to the inside. I think right here, this is Elijah Herring. He does not drop to depth like he's supposed to. And, this is an easy pitch and catch yet again. At least we tackled him. All right, so this is something else that you have to love out of this defense with some of these veterans. We've got the motion coming over, so this is now the strong side. I would believe in our scheme that would be fundamentally sound. But pay attention back here. Pay attention to these guys, because I want for you to see how Caleb Perry doesn't know what to do. See, this right here, I think this is Tank. He's trying to tell him, like, you got to come up there, right? And he's like, no. Or I don't think he knows what he's supposed to be doing. But watch this, right? So Tank is going to get your butt up there, dude. That's where you're supposed to be. That's what we need a whole lot more of. And I'm so proud of you, Tank, for stepping up and being a leader on this football team and doing that. Because guess what? Him being right here takes up one more block so that Tank can come in and make this play. That is what we need on this team all the time. Look at that. Tank sees it. Okay, this is a good job right here, I think, by the corner coming in and helping out. But they're coming, face first. All right, that's Slaughter. And then good, hold them up. Guess what? Now your teammates can come in and help you out. Okay. Herring comes in and helps clean that up. Took him forever to get off his block and get over there, but he's a big enough guy that, hey, oh, wait, they're held up over there. Let me go finish it up. Okay. That's what we need. That's what we've needed a lot more of throughout this season. Okay. So happy to see that. All right, so now this is a situation where we've also got Caleb Perry that's coming off of the edge, and his eyes are probably wide open right here. He's like, okay, I'm coming, I'm about to make this play. But what he has to understand is, as the edge guy, right, as this edge guy, you've got to bump their edge guy. You've got to slow him down. We're in the goal line. You've got to hit him, okay, or hold him up or something, but he doesn't. So Brock Bowers comes out with, what do we say? Skill guy side. These guys are going to be decoys, and they're going to help him to be able to get wide open right here and have a whole lot of green grass in a situation where we're playing man at, and we're just going to kind of get rubbed off, picked off. And I believe right here, this is Tank that's playing man on Brock, and he just can't get there because it's too much jumbo stuff right here that's getting in his way. Let's go ahead and let it run. Boom, see that? Like just that little bit of a, this wide receiver coming right in front of Tank's face. That's hard. And it would have been a lot easier if a guy like Caleb Perry, who's a backup linebacker, could have gotten a bump on, Georgia's go-to guy. All right, so on this play, this is the one where, this is that little gadget play for 33 yards where the motion comes here. And, we've got a lead blocker coming around here with a running back. Now, this is something that I know that Georgia saw on film. They were able to pick up, the timing in our substitutions. We've got Dominic Bailey as our edge guy down here, who is just not, he's just not the best athlete. And, again, also coming at our walk-on star guy, who also is not the best athlete. Again, God bless him, God bless him, right? So they're kind of fighting here. But, just look at the way that they're trying to be disciplined here, right, guys? They're doing what they're supposed to do to the best that they're capable of. And right here, you can see it, he kind of got outflanked. He's not fast enough. And then we've got a guy who's been a starter for this team pretty much all season. It's just too slow. Look at the angle that he's taking here. He knows where it's coming. So, kudos to you, Herring, for, figuring out, hey, the ball's coming here. And he's just so, he's so slow. Look at him. Look how slow he is. He had to change his angle a couple of times, but at least he did, right? At least he changed them. And he's kind of getting on top of this, to be able to come in and get in on this tackle. But, obviously that's 33 yards. That's 33 yards that was given up, again, because of depth and because of, I think, a lack of self-scouting. I don't think that you want to have your backup star guy on the same side of the football field with a guy like Dominic Bailey, who's not the fastest edge guy. You've got to be more mindful of things like this. All right, so right here, 3rd and 7, obvious outside leverage right here by Danico Slaughter. We're gonna have an easy slant, and guess what? We don't have on outside leverage on this play is any help to the inside. Now I don't know if all these guys go, but there's not going to be anybody in the middle of this football field, and this is an easy pitch and catch on 3rd and 7, right? Where do they like to go? To the middle of the football field. Now at this point, if you didn't know it from the film study, right, that we had already looked at last week, then you have to know it throughout the course of this football game, and you have not adjusted. This is on Tim Banks for not adjusting to this, for just being stubborn and stuck in his ways. Everyone else is in, man coverage everywhere. Why are we playing outside leverage, coach? Is that on the coach, or is that on, our players playing outside leverage? I'm not sure, but you can't stop that, okay? It's not because this guy is some world beater. It's because it's almost impossible to stop somebody that is a relatively good athlete running full speed to the inside when you're playing outside of them. That's very, very hard to do, okay? We don't have Deion Sanders out here, covering these guys. Maybe he could have done it, okay? But you have to be that special to be able to make up that type of ground. So very frustrated seeing this. All right, so right here, Georgia's just going to try to run it right at us. Pay attention to this, though. We've got Brock Bowers trying to, block our James Pierce, who is a, real stud. Watch this right here, okay? Boom. Watch James Pierce really ragdoll him, and then, Brock Bowers is going to get upset and try to give him the business late on this play. Now, again, we've got James Pierce, who's 6'5", and Brock Bowers is supposed to be 6'4". Look at how much bigger James Pierce is. He's like way bigger than him. He almost engulfs him. He's thrown around like a rag doll. He's getting held, by the way. Okay, no one's calling that. It's getting held, and he still gets in on this play. Play's over, but look at this. Oh, Brock. Oh, man, you've been dominating me all day, so I'm going to get mine in right here, right now. Why isn't this 15 yards? And then, of course, James Pierce is able to easily, with one arm, rolls him over and pushes up off of his neck. All right? Do not give me this crap about, how good Brock Bowers is, because he's overrated. All right, so on this play, again, we're playing outside leverage, which I can kind of understand that. This could be cover 2 and maybe it turned into man, or this could be some sort of a man under or something like that. Let's go ahead and let it roll. But what you're going to see right here is they're going to run those drag routes, crossing routes. And yeah, so this does kind of look like this could be cover 2, right? And Herring is right here in the middle of the football field. He definitely could have dropped back. I mean, if you're seeing people coming across the field, you can either come up and blow them up, or you can drop your butt back and get out of our way. But he does neither of those. And he picks up this guy though, which is good. It's not like you didn't have help if you couldn't pick him up. Where we kind of needed help at was over here, but we get rubbed off on this pick play, and it's just an easy pitch and catch on a drag route. And again, we saw a lot of people playing man right there. It looked like that was man to man with outside leverage, and we had some sort of a zone to the middle, and it just was not executed properly on this play at all. I think we should have played cover 2 in the goal line up against this defense, but we didn't. That's water under the bridge at this point, so to speak. But we have to look at that moving forward. Coach Banks has got to do a much better job of calling plays. All right, so this is a 3rd and 15 play. What we're gonna have is it's a stunt on one of these guys right here on Georgia's defensive line. They're gonna come around, and this is Jackson Lampley, who is he's in right now for Spraggins. He's like a 3rd or 4th string guy. So we've got 2nd string, 3rd to 4th string, 2nd string in right now on this offensive line on 3rd and 15. We actually did a good job to start off this pass protection. We're actually picking people up, right? But Jackson Lampley kind of comes off just a little bit too late, because he identified this guy, on this stunt a little bit too late. And Joe Milton is doing the right thing. He's trying to step up, but because, this pressure kind of comes a little bit late, he tries to get back out. And at this point, there really is nowhere for him to get to. Now, we can't see this play down the football field to see who was open, or if Joe could have made a pass. I don't think that we can put that one on Joe Milton. All right, so right here, we've got a cover 3, which means he's playing deep, okay? He's playing deep, and then the safety that you can't see is also playing deep. But guess what's open right here? A lot of times it's the slant, okay? That's going to be pretty open. Now, these guys are supposed to be getting to depth and trying to get into that window. Also, same for him. Let's see what happens as this play develops. Okay, so play action, okay? We've got Tank kind of coming down to Phil, okay? This is a pretty well-designed play, but at the same time, it's also, golly, is this a lineman down the football field? The line of scrimmage is way back here, ladies and gentlemen. He's 2 to 3 yards down the field. This is an ineligible player down the field. That is illegal. This play should not have counted. But like we said, my gosh, look how far he is now. He's almost 5 yards down the field. That's ridiculous. And guess who's sitting here watching it? Oh, okay, yeah. He's definitely, we're going to let them win. That's exactly what he's thinking. Yeah, oh yeah, Georgia's going to win this game, and we're going to make sure of it. Okay? It's not called, and that right there, that's actually on the referees. You've got to call that. That's ridiculous. All right, so right here, the play's coming to the outside. We're going to have a hold right here on, again, our walk-on, and Elijah Herring. I want you to watch what he does, because whenever they try to get up to the second level on him, he doesn't try to go take it on or try to, go up underneath it. He kind of backs up and then goes way over here, and he's so slow getting there too. So watch this, right? Watch as the play goes. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Right here is where the hole's going to come from. Right here is where we're talking about Elijah Herring. You can already tell he's kind of on his heels. Why don't you come up and boom, smack this guy? Come up and smack him, shock him, stop him right here. Don't back away. We've got to stop plays before they get going, dude. All right, so instead, well, wait a second. I'm just gonna run away from you. Okay, so he's running away. The ball's coming here. We're trying to set an edge right here, but we're getting held. All right, right there. This is a hold. Okay, this is a hold. Now, Elijah Herring has the angle on this guy. Do you think he's fast enough to be able to beat him there? Of course not. I mean, what in the world is that? Of course not. And then we'll also see right here, turn time. He kind of flails at the guy, and then he says, oh, nope, I'm just going to kind of olay and let you score. All right, let's see it again from another angle. All right, so now we're watching it from here. It's just like a simple little counter play, okay? Right here, you can already see the jersey's being pulled. Let's boom, boom, boom. That's a hold for sure. That's a hold. What's it called? We already knew that they were not going to call it. Got a guy that should have the angle, but he's too slow to be able to get there. Okay. Also missed that tackle, but it's hard to make a tackle whenever you're getting held. And, we're going to see it again from one more angle where we're going to be able to see. Watch this right here, right? Watch this guy. You want to talk about a guy that you don't want on your team? He's almost getting out of the way here. Like, if you're going to slow down like that, at least throw your arm out there, dude. He's just getting out of the way. And like he almost even like brings his elbows in just to taste like, oh yeah, look, I want to make sure that he doesn't touch me. Horrible. Now, with all that being said, looking at the defense, you saw that we kept on getting beat across the middle of the football field in situations where we needed to come up with some stops. And that is 100% on Tim Banks. He's got to do a much better job of identifying what the offense is doing to him and finding ways to stop it. Outside leverage, whenever they're going to the inside on second and third downs, is not the way to do it. You should have switched to some sort of an inside zone or some sort of inside leverage to be able to stop them from going there. And then if they go somewhere else, then okay, let them go somewhere else. But don't just let them keep on going to the same spot that's been beating you all game long. So I really think that, he's probably got to be on the hot seat, right? I mean, something's got to be done there. Also, do not love dropping our, defensive linemen into coverage, especially without teaching them how to play coverage properly. Our linebackers need to learn how to play coverage properly. We've got to drive these things home for games like this. The entire defensive coaching staff as a whole has got to do a much better job. Rodney Garner, his players do play hard, but where was the pass rush at today? Where was that at? Our rotations on that front. Obviously Georgia was able to, find some spots, find some holes in that, and they were able to hit us on some big plays because we are not changing up what we're supposed to be doing. We're not, self-scouting well enough. We've got to get some analysts in that can help us with that. And if that still doesn't help, then we're going to have to start making some changes to the coaching staff on defense. So I hope that y'all enjoyed that video. I know it probably was a little bit longer, than I wanted it to be, but I did want to make sure that I kind of highlighted and emphasized a few key points of what happened in that game. I think that there's a lot for us to look forward to moving forward. The future is very bright on Rocky Top for the next couple of years. And, I hope that y'all will stay focused and stay engaged with this football team and keep on rocking with us on this channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with your friends, family, and other Vol fans. And we'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks. Peace.